Hello YouTube and welcome to channel Anna Bella, and today I'm going to be doing a Warhammer Conquest review. I'm going to be reviewing issue 44 and issue 45. Okay, let's start with issue 44. With issue 44 you get two paints. One is a refill of Lead Belcher, which is the silver that is most commonly used on all the metallic parts on your models. The second one is dry Necron compound, which is a dry paint used when dry brushing. And if I open it up, it actually doesn't have much water with it, so it is very, very dry, which means that you have to, every time you open it, you really must make sure that the lid is down properly, otherwise it will dry out quite quickly. So let's have a look at issue 44. So let's open it up. So it says painting with dry paints. So we have all the regular features. So we've got the Oedipus Mechanicus, so they're the forces of the Oedipus Mechanicus. Chronicles of Ultramar, and Demons of Nurgle Plague Drones. The Drone Zoom, or Doom, Drone Zoom. Space Marines Imperial Fists, and then we have how to dry brush using your Necron compound. So they've added it to various pieces of scenery, and then they've got how to paint scenery details as well. Ta-da! And then obviously how to shade those, but I've already done that. So then there's the armoured containers in the Mechanicus zone. Container rules, taking the tech dumps, and the arms race. And then there's issue 45, which have your Nephonite scouts for the Space Marines, and then issue 46, Death Guard reinforcements. This week's issue looks to be very exciting. Look at just what you get. So that's issue 44. So I've done that. Then there's issue 45, which we're going to come on to in a moment. So I just want to show you some completed figures that I've done. Okay, the Joyous Laser suit. So here is my completed tank, my Plague Crawler tank. Sides, back, the other sides, the front. So that's my plague crawler tank, as you can see. And then if I compare it to my other tank, which is just here for you to see, I still prefer this one though. This one opens out. So there they are, the two completed tanks. And I've finally finished the phase. This finally with increased detail. So I'm really pleased with how this has actually turned out actually. Extra detail on the buttons. Detail on the buttons there, and the eyepieces. Just really pleased with this as a whole. It should blend in really nicely with the other stuff. So they're quite cool. So they're now done, which brings us quite happily on to issue 45. I'm just going to put the scouts up here for a moment, because we will look at them. You get 5 with the issue. You also get data sheet 9, Scout Squad. So if we just go through what you have. So data sheet 1, Intercessor Reavers. Data sheet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 for your Scout Squad. So just put them in there quite nicely, because scouts go ahead of your army to check the lay of the land and other things before you send your main forces. And then with the Death Guard, you've got 1 data sheet, 2 data sheet, 3 data sheet, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far. So that's that. If we crack open issue 45 with the Space Marine Scouts, so you've got Space Marine Scouts, Scout War Gear, how to build them, and there was some variations with the Scouts actually. So I'm just going to hold off a moment because I'm going to go and get you some of the other stuff. Okay, so here we are, how to build them. You've got 5 scouts to build, and each one has a slightly different role. Okay, so this is the Scout Sergeant, and he's the one that actually has the chainsaw. So this is this dude, fully built. He's got chainsaw there and a bolt gun there. And that's that. He has an assortment of heads to pick from. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads, but only 5 figures. Hence, you should have 1 head left over. See this little dude? Yeah, if I can just get it. There we go. There he is. Okay, so that one was one of the easiest to build. The next one is your Scout with Heavy Bolter, and it's this one. She's got that massive heavy bolter to do, and you also have a choice of heads. He's relatively simple to build. That and the Scout Sergeant and the heavy bolter are relatively easy. Then you've got the Scout with the bolt gun. Now, you have 4 different choices for these. So the Scout with the bolt gun is just here. Nope. It's this one. So this is the one that I selected. They aren't that thrilling, actually, of a design. Nope. I'm talking with the Scout with the Astartes shotgun. They aren't that thrilling, actually. I managed to get one with a skull on it. I don't know if you can see, it's just there on him. See, and look, they are so boring. That one's got a skull, so it makes it interesting. This one, a skull. This one, but it's shorter. So there are those, and they have extra arms to support them. So that's what they're like. There are those ones. And you've got your bolt gun, which is actually one of the more interesting ones. The Astro shotgun is the boring one, to be absolutely honest. So that's what it should look like with the bolt gun. You get this one, so you have one without the ammo coming from it. You then have one with ammo coming from it. And a skull on the arm. On the glove there. And same like that. Pretty similar really, so I went with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4 scouts so far. And your last one is your Scout with bolt pistol and combat knife, who looks very similar. See, this is your sergeant. He's got the chainsaw there. Next one is Scout with bolt pistol and combat knife. I went with this one purely because it had the jagged edges. You can see where my finger is. So it's got those jagged edges just there. And I also gave him the Geordie-like visor. But you should have 4 different types of swords to choose from. And the 3 left over I thought were very plain. I went with the one with the jagged edges at the bottom, just for some interest. So you should have all of these pieces for your bit box. Yeah, always keep them because you never know when you might need them. I've added some to the bases. See, this one's got an extra bolt gun there on the sergeant for just interest, because you also got these extra pieces of detail to put on them. And I did some of them and some I didn't. So this one's got some grenades and some rope on his base. This one's got grenades and rope and a little pouch on his base. It's things that have fallen off, basically. So it's got pockets, grenades. I have put some extra pieces on them, but I thought decorating the base would be kind of fun. And there's some grenades there. I will show you them in more detail. So that's what your finished squad should look like after you've selected all of your options. And it's the same with the bolt gun as well. You should have some extra bolt guns. See, here we are. These little guns here. You should have 3. Because you've obviously used 2. There. So that's that. And then how to paint them. They're quite fun to paint, actually. And there's like their war gear options. So you can have a starter shotgun, combat knife, chainsword, heavy bolter, and then a bolt gun and a bolt pistol. From the shadows, extract the data, and obviously you've got the data sheet. So I'm just going to put little bits to the side all together. Put that up there. I'm going to show you each of my figures individually. So I'm going to start with the sergeant, because I think that's the best thing to do. So this is an aerial view of him. Front view. I kind of wanted him to be lots of blue and time in with the rest of the Space Marines. And I painted the hair brown just to have difference, because you get so bored of brown and black. So I put gold on his wings and then white on the skull up front. So he does look kind of battered from all the hiding that he's done. Yay! Yeah. So there he is. And then we have this one. I know. I left actually doing the faces till last, believe it or not. I think they've come out really well. Even if they do look a bit scrappy. I kind of like them like that. Because these are the first soldiers that go out as scouts, so they're bound to be a little bit scrappy, I think. And then this one. Yeah. So I'll just put them all on here. Backs. There's very little difference actually between the one with the combat knife and one with the like chainsword, to be absolutely honest. And then the fronts. Yeah, I haven't used I've used wild red, not the regular normal red, just because I wanted something a bit different. So that's these guys. They are all ready to go in the field. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment and subscribe. And I'm just going to flip the magazine over and show you. In issue 46, look at what you're getting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models. And one of them is actually a vehicle. So Death Guard reinforcements in issue 46, that's this week. And then next week is the Space Marine Land Speeder in issue 47. I'm not sure if that's going to be in one issue or in two. We will have to wait and see. So hope you've enjoyed this review. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. And thank you for the support. Bye everyone.